The Whispering Cabin, Part 3 Final. An original horror story, inspired by American wilderness legends. Narrator. The clock stopped. Silence returned. But it wasn't peaceful. It was the kind of silence that made Ethan feel as if the entire cabin was waiting. Then, from beneath the wooden floor, came 3 slow knocks. Knock. 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 Ethan backed away. The floorboards began to vibrate. A long crack appeared across the hallway, revealing a narrow staircase descending into complete darkness. There had never been a staircase there before. At the top of the stairs stood the little girl Ethan had seen earlier. This time, her face was visible. She looked no older than 9. Her clothes were old and torn, but she didn't look angry. She looked sad. She quietly said, "If you stay here, you'll never leave." Before Ethan could ask another question, she turned and walked down the hidden staircase. For a moment, he thought about running. But there was nowhere to run. The front door had vanished. Every window now showed only darkness. Taking a deep breath, Ethan followed. The air grew colder with every step. At the bottom was a small underground room. Its walls were covered with hundreds of names, carved into the wood. Some were so old, they had nearly disappeared. Others looked fresh. Ethan slowly raised his flashlight and froze. At the very bottom of the wall, someone had carved a new name. Etienne Carter. Fresh. As if it had been written only moments ago. His heart pounded. "Who did this?" he whispered. The little girl looked at him. "The cabin chooses." Before he could speak again, a deep voice echoed through the darkness. "Another one has come." The lantern hanging from the ceiling began to swing by itself. Shadows stretched across the walls. A tall figure slowly emerged from the darkness. Its face remained hidden. Its footsteps made no sound. Ethan didn't wait. He turned and ran. Up the stairs. Through the hallway. Past the rocking chair. The cabin seemed to change around him. Doors appeared where there had been walls. Hallways twisted into impossible directions. Every path led him back to the same room. No matter where he ran. The cabin always brought him back. Then he remembered something. The old family photographs. He rushed into the living room. One picture had changed. When he first entered, it showed a family of 4. Now, there were 5 people. The 5th person was Ethan, standing in the back, looking directly at the camera. He dropped the photograph. It shattered across the floor. At that exact moment, every door in the cabin flew open. A freezing wind rushed through the house. The little girl smiled for the first time. "Now," she shouted. Ethan sprinted toward the entrance. The front door had returned. He threw it open and ran into the forest without looking back. He didn't stop. Not for 1 minute. Not for 1 mile. He ran until the first light of dawn appeared over the mountains. Hours later, exhausted, he reached a highway where a passing truck driver found him. The police searched for the cabin after hearing Ethan's story. They searched all day, using maps, drones, and search dogs. They found nothing. No cabin. No dirt road. No footprints. It was as if the place had never existed. Months passed. Ethan never uploaded the footage from that night. He quit exploring abandoned places forever. Friends noticed he was different. He rarely spoke. He never smiled. And every October 18th, he locked every door and window in his house before sunset. 1 year later, a hiker disappeared in the same forest. The only thing investigators found was a small video camera. The memory card was damaged, but the final 5 seconds could still be recovered. The video showed an old wooden cabin standing alone among the trees. A warm yellow light glowed through one dusty window. Then, a little girl stepped onto the porch. She looked directly into the camera and quietly whispered, "He's with us now." The screen turned black. No trace of the hiker was ever found. So if you ever find yourself driving through a lonely American forest late at night, and you discover an old cabin that doesn't appear on any map, don't stop. Don't knock. And whatever you do, if you hear someone whisper your name from inside, keep driving. Because some places were never meant to be found. The end.